Time is the most valuable resource we have, yet so many people spend their lives focusing on things that do not truly matter. The difference between a productive life and a wasted one is not how busy someone is, but how effectively they use their time. Many people confuse being busy with being productive. They fill their days with tasks, meetings, and obligations without ever questioning whether these things bring them closer to their goals. But real productivity begins with prioritization, knowing what is truly important and dedicating time to it. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to do everything. They say yes to every request, take on too many responsibilities, and spread themselves too thin. This leads to exhaustion, frustration, and a sense of never having enough time. But the truth is, time is not the issue. Focus is. Successful people do not try to do everything. They focus on doing the right things. They understand that some tasks have a greater impact than others and structure their lives around them. The first step in prioritization is clarity. If you do not know what truly matters to you, it is impossible to make smart decisions about how to spend your time. Take the time to define your goals, whether they are related to career, personal growth, relationships, or health. Once you have a clear vision, decision-making becomes easier. If something does not align with your goals, it is simply not a priority. One of the most effective strategies for prioritization is the Eisenhower matrix. This method categorizes tasks into 4 quadrants: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. Many people get caught up in urgency, constantly reacting to things that demand their attention, but do not contribute to their long-term success. Smart time managers focus on tasks that are important, but not necessarily urgent. Things like planning, skill development, and relationship building. These are the areas that create real progress. Another important principle is the concept of saying no. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are saying no to something that truly matters. It is easy to get caught up in the expectations of others, but productivity requires discipline. The ability to say no is one of the most powerful tools for protecting your time and focusing on high-value activities. Ultimately, the key to a productive life is making intentional choices. Time is limited, and how you use it determines the quality of your life. When you prioritize what truly matters, everything else falls into place. Without a clear plan, even the most hardworking person can waste time on things that do not contribute to their success. Planning is the foundation of productivity because it provides structure, direction, and clarity. Many people wake up each day with good intentions but no specific plan, leaving them vulnerable to distractions and reactive decision-making. Those who master the art of planning, however, take control of their time and ensure that every moment is used effectively. A well-structured plan begins with a clear vision. If you do not know where you are going, it does not matter how fast you move, you will still be lost. Successful people take the time to define their goals in specific and measurable ways. Whether it is professional growth, financial stability, health, or relationships, having a clear target makes it easier to break goals down into actionable steps. Without this, it is easy to fall into the trap of aimlessly working hard without making meaningful progress. One of the best ways to ensure productivity is through daily and weekly planning. Many people rely on a to-do list, but not all lists are effective. A long, unorganized list can create stress and make it difficult to determine what is truly important. Instead, successful planners prioritize their tasks, separating urgent and important tasks from those that can wait. They allocate time slots for each task, ensuring that the most critical activities are completed first. This prevents procrastination and keeps focus on high-value activities. A powerful planning technique is time blocking. Instead of randomly working through tasks, time blocking involves assigning specific time slots to different activities. This method eliminates multitasking, which is one of the biggest killers of productivity. Multitasking creates the illusion of efficiency, but in reality, it reduces focus and leads to mistakes. Time blocking ensures that full attention is given to one task at a time, leading to better results in less time. Planning also involves anticipating obstacles. Many people fail to stay productive because they do not account for distractions, interruptions, or unexpected changes. Effective planners build flexibility into their schedules, allowing room for adjustments while staying committed to their goals. They set realistic deadlines, leaving space for rest and personal time to avoid burnout. Ultimately, those who fail to plan end up wasting time on unimportant tasks. A well-thought-out plan brings order to life, removes unnecessary stress, and ensures that every moment is used with purpose. When time is managed effectively, productivity is not a struggle. It becomes a habit. Time is one of the most precious resources we have, yet many people unknowingly waste it on things that do not contribute to their growth or success. In a world full of distractions, managing time effectively is not just about working harder, but about working smarter. The key to maximizing productivity is identifying and eliminating time wasters. Habits, activities, and commitments that consume time without adding real value. Successful people understand that every wasted minute is time that could have been spent on something meaningful. One of the biggest time wasters today is digital distractions. Social media, emails, and notifications constantly demand attention, pulling people away from their important tasks. Many people start their day with the intention of being productive, but end up spending hours scrolling through their phones, responding to unnecessary messages, or jumping from one unplanned task to another. These distractions create the illusion of being busy, but they do not lead to meaningful progress. The solution is to set boundaries. Turning off notifications, scheduling specific times for checking emails, and using apps that limit screen time can help regain control. Sure, the more intentional you are with technology, the less it will control you. Another common time waster is indecision. Many people spend too much time overthinking choices, afraid of making the wrong decision. Whether it is choosing a career move, starting a new project, or even deciding what to focus on each day, hesitation leads to lost time. The most productive people understand that no decision is perfect, and action is more important than endless planning. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, they make informed choices and adjust along the way. Progress comes from movement, not from standing still. Procrastination is another major obstacle to productivity. People often delay important tasks, convincing themselves they will do them later. However, postponing work only leads to stress and lower quality results. The best way to overcome procrastination is by using the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes to complete, do it immediately. For larger tasks, breaking them into smaller steps makes them less overwhelming. Taking the first step, no matter how small, creates momentum and makes it easier to keep going. Unnecessary meetings and unproductive conversations also consume a huge amount of time. Many people spend hours in meetings that do not lead to action simply because it is expected. Before attending or scheduling a meeting, it is important to ask, is this necessary? Could this be handled through a quick email or message? Streamlining communication and setting clear agendas for discussions can save valuable hours. Multitasking is often mistaken for efficiency, but in reality, it reduces focus and increases mistakes. When people try to juggle multiple tasks at once, their attention is divided, leading to lower quality work. Focusing on one task at a time not only improves efficiency, but also ensures that the task is completed with full attention and care. Time blocking, where specific periods are dedicated to individual tasks, is a powerful way to eliminate the urge to multitask. Finally, saying yes to everything is one of the biggest reasons people feel overwhelmed and short on time. Many struggle to decline requests, fearing they will disappoint others. However, taking on too many commitments leads to burnout and reduces effectiveness. Learning to say no is essential for protecting time and energy. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are saying no to something that truly matters. Successful people prioritize their goals and are selective about where they invest their time. Time is the one resource that cannot be replaced. Eliminating time wasters is not about working non-stop. It is about making sure every moment is spent on things that truly matter. When distractions are minimized, decisions are made efficiently, and focus is maintained, productivity becomes a natural part of life. Time is not just about how much effort you put in. It is about where you direct that effort. Many people work hard but still feel stuck, overwhelmed or unfulfilled because they are focusing on the wrong things. The 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, states that 80% of results come from 20% of efforts. Understanding this principle can transform the way you manage your time, helping you focus on high-impact activities that truly drive progress. The biggest mistake people make is treating all tasks as equally important. They spend hours checking emails, attending unnecessary meetings, or handling minor details, believing that being busy means being productive. But the truth is, not all efforts bring the same results. Some activities have a much greater impact than others. Identifying the 20% of tasks that contribute to 80% of progress is the key to working smarter, not just harder. One of the best ways to apply this principle is by analyzing past successes. Look at the tasks, strategies, or actions that have produced the most significant results in your life or work. Often, you will find that a small percentage of your efforts have led to the majority of your achievements. Once you recognize these high-value activities, the next step is to prioritize them. This means dedicating more time, energy, and resources to the tasks that generate the most significant impact and eliminating or delegating low-value tasks. For example, in business, 80% of revenue often comes from 20% of customers. A smart entrepreneur does not waste time trying to serve everyone equally, but focuses on the key clients who bring the most value. In personal productivity, 80% of progress in skill building may come from 20% of focused practice. A musician, for example, does not need to practice every possible technique, but should concentrate on mastering the core skills that make the biggest difference. The same applies to learning, career growth, and even relationships. Some connections add far more value to your life than others. Eliminating the unnecessary is just as important as focusing on the essential. Many people struggle to let go of time-consuming habits or responsibilities that add little value. They feel obligated to do everything themselves instead of outsourcing, automating, or simply removing tasks that do not contribute to real progress. The most productive individuals constantly evaluate where their time is going and make adjustments to eliminate inefficiencies. The 80-20 rule is not about doing less. It is about doing what matters most. When you apply this principle, you free up time, reduce stress, and ensure that your efforts lead to meaningful results. Instead of working harder, you start working with purpose, making every moment count. Many people believe that working longer hours and constantly pushing themselves is the key to success. They associate productivity with effort. assuming that the more time they spend working, the more they will accomplish. But the truth is, overworking leads to exhaustion, reduced efficiency, and burnout. Sustainable productivity is not about working endlessly. It is about maintaining a balance between effort and recovery. When you balance work and rest, you create a system that allows you to perform at your highest level for the long term. One of the most overlooked aspects of productivity is energy management. People focus on time management, but fail to realize that how they manage their energy is just as important. You could have 12 hours in a day, but if you are mentally and physically drained, those hours will not be productive. Rest is not a waste of time. It is a necessary investment in your performance. Without it, focus declines, creativity fades, and even simple tasks take longer to complete. Rest does not just mean sleep, though sleep is a crucial part of it. It also means taking intentional breaks, allowing yourself to recover from intense focus periods, and giving your mind space to reset. Many successful people follow the principle of working in cycles. Focused work followed by strategic rest. The Pomodoro technique, for example, suggests working for 25-50 minutes and then taking a short break. This method prevents mental fatigue and keeps productivity high throughout the day. Longer breaks, such as stepping away from work for an hour or engaging in a completely different activity, can also provide a fresh perspective and renewed motivation. Another essential factor in balancing work and rest is understanding when you are most productive. Everyone has natural energy peaks and dips throughout the day. Some people are highly focused in the morning, while others do their best work in the evening. Identifying these patterns allows you to schedule demanding tasks during high energy periods and lighter tasks when your energy is lower. This approach ensures that you are working with your body's natural rhythm rather than against it. Burnout happens when people ignore the signals their body and mind are giving them. They push through exhaustion, telling themselves they will rest once the work is done. But the work never truly ends. There will always be another task, another deadline, another responsibility. The most successful individuals recognize that taking care of themselves is not optional. They prioritize exercise, nutrition, and quality sleep because they understand that a healthy body and mind lead to better decision-making, improved problem-solving, and greater resilience. Rest also plays a critical role in creativity and problem-solving. Some of the best ideas and solutions come not when someone is intensely focused, but when they step away from a problem. Have you ever noticed how great ideas often come while taking a shower, going for a walk, or lying in bed before sleep? This happens because the brain continues working in the background, making connections and finding solutions. By allowing moments of relaxation, you create space for insights and breakthroughs that would not happen under constant pressure. Ultimately, balancing work and rest is about creating a sustainable approach to productivity. Hard work is important, but it must be paired with recovery to be effective. Those who learn to manage their energy, take strategic breaks, and listen to their bodies will achieve more in the long run. They do not burn out. They build a life where they can consistently perform at their best without sacrificing their well-being. Success is not just about having big goals or working hard. It is about staying consistent in your efforts over time. Many people start with motivation, full of excitement about their ambitions. But as time goes on, that initial energy fades. They begin to slow down, skip tasks, or get distracted by other things. This is where discipline and consistency separate those who succeed from those who don't. It is not about doing something once in a while. It is about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. One of the biggest myths about success is that it happens overnight. People look at successful individuals and assume they got there because of luck, talent, or one big breakthrough. But behind every achievement is a long process of daily effort, small improvements, and an unshakable commitment to progress. Athletes train for years before they win medals. Entrepreneurs fail multiple times before building a successful business. Writers rewrite their work over and over before producing a masterpiece. The common factor in all of these examples is consistency, the ability to keep going even when progress is slow. Consistency is powerful because it creates momentum. Think of a snowball rolling down a hill. At first, it starts small, barely making an impact. But as it keeps rolling, it gathers more snow, gets bigger, moves faster. The same principle applies to habits and actions. When you repeat something daily, even in small amounts, it compounds over time, leading to massive results. This is why small, consistent efforts are more effective than occasional bursts of hard work. Many people struggle with consistency because they rely too much on motivation. Motivation is great when it's there, but it is unreliable. Some days you feel inspired, but on other days you feel tired, unmotivated, or distracted. If you only work when you feel like it, you will never achieve real success. Discipline is what keeps you moving forward even on the tough days. Discipline means committing to your goals and taking action regardless of how you feel. It is about making progress a habit, not an option. Not an option. One of the best ways to stay consistent is by creating systems. Successful people do not just rely on willpower. They design their environment and routines in a way that makes consistency easier. If you want to exercise regularly, schedule your workouts in advance and make them a non-negotiable part of your day. If you want to read more, keep books in places where you will see them often. If you want to improve your skills, set aside a specific time for practice each day. The less you have to think about doing something, the easier it becomes to do it. Another key factor in staying consistent is tracking progress. When you see how far you've come, it motivates you to keep going. Keep a journal, mark off completed tasks on a calendar, or use an app to track your habits. Even small progress is still progress, and being able to look back at your achievements reminds you that your efforts are paying off. Of course, staying consistent does not mean never taking breaks or pushing yourself to exhaustion. It is about finding a balance between effort and recovery so that you can keep going for the long term. If you miss a day, don't let it turn into a week. If you make a mistake, don't use it as an excuse to give up. The key is to get back on track as quickly as possible. Success is not about being perfect. It is about being persistent. At the end of the day, the people who achieve their goals are not always the most talented or the smartest. They are the ones who keep showing up, putting in the work, and improving little by little, day after day. When you commit to consistency, success becomes inevitable.